Hey, this is Papa from StreetFighterTradingSystem.com. So we are at day 3 of the challenge. Yesterday I didn't took any trade, so I am at plus 0. I actually gave up at 9:30 p.m. Thai time after 1 hour, 1.5 hours of looking at the market. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna review the chart and just show you what was potentially the best trades during that day. Okay, so just to note that that day was even again very difficult because it's basically a range day, and the price didn't want to go on any specific direction. Okay, but it also shows you that you cannot read the market correctly every single day, right? So even though I'm able, when I review, to spot the best trades when I'm live. So for example, I was live until here, right? But when I saw the setup, I didn't even take it because uh, yeah, for me the market was moving super slow, and usually what I can the trade I can review, I not take them live every single time. It's fairly difficult to understand what to take live when they happen. Okay, but one thing that you have to do is you need to be able to spot what is a good setup once the market is not live. Then the next step is to spot them when they are live, and be consistently spotting them into several weeks, and then after you can go and play your real money, right? But if you are not even able to spot the setup when they are on review, then you will have troubles. Okay, so normally you should be able to see 4 setups as of yesterday that were okay to take. Okay, so I'm gonna go through those 4 setups and explain why. Okay, so the main thing, again, and I think that will be the title of the video, it will be short-term trend line. Okay, the power of short-term trend line. I guarantee you that if you are drawing them, if you start drawing them, you will understand what makes a good failed two-legged pullback. Okay, so basically normally the day starts at 8:30, but I'm gonna speak about the trade that happened before 8:30 because this was actually a very good trade, I think. So it's a Pikachu that happened. So what happened again is when you want to take a Pikachu is you should take, so a Pikachu is a two-legged pullback and a failed two-legged pullback. But what is the main counter attack of a two-legged pullback is the short-term trend line. Okay, so if we have an opposing short-term trend line, you cannot take it. But here you can see that the short-term trend line, so if you draw it, okay, it doesn't oppose your entry. And why this is good is because it's at the top of the range. Okay, so you always want to short at the top of the range, and then it's a hammer type. Okay, so hammer type of candle, even though I will call this a fucked up hammer, reverse hammer is still a hammer. Okay, it happens on the top of the range, and you don't have the opposing short-term trend line. Okay, so some people also are asking, I don't understand how to draw a short-term trend line. Okay, so one advice that Dean has also given during his lessons. Okay, so if you want to understand, the short-term trend line is not this. Okay, this will mean that it's opposing the short-term trend line. So first rule is that you need to connect as much candles as possible, and you should touch the body, not the wicks. Okay, second thing is you need at least 3 candles. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, so this is at least 3 candles. But the real thing to understand if you are drawing a good short-term trend line, so this will come with habits, but what you can do is that you can copy paste the line and see if you have a channel, okay, over here. So you can see that this short-term trend line englobes those candles, like it's like a channel, okay, that you can draw. So I think this tips is coming from Dean, or yeah. So watch his video. I think it's on lesson number 2, where he shows you this trick. Okay, but I remind it. So if you don't know how to draw short-term trend line, first it's a habit to take. But another thing to help you out is to actually copy paste and try to see if it match the other side. Okay, if it doesn't match the other side, that means it's not a good short-term trend line. Okay, so very good setup. Well, I don't trade pre-market, but for those who do, I think it was a very good setup. Okay. The next one, which I think I will not take, but again, it's a failed two-legged pullback. And why I think this is good, not good in a sense, I wouldn't take it, it's not good, it's okay, is because when you draw the short-term trend line, so again, what you want to do is to connect as much candle close as possible, okay? Then if you draw this and this, here you see that it matches on the other side, okay? I usually don't draw the thing on the other side because visually I know that it's the right short-term trend line, okay? So I know that people, what they try to do is, the main mistake of people taking two-legged pullback is, of course, that they are not respecting the short-term trend line. And then second, so here we see this. So actually here the short-term trend line is not really opposing the entry, okay? The problem of this trade is that they're trying to short, okay, with the first impulse. So you could say, it's still on the range, okay? Maybe you extend this range and you can say, it's still on the range. But the candlestick, so it's a doji, okay? So very bad setup to try to take. This one also, it doesn't mean that because the two-legged pullback is fucked up that you should take the failed two-legged pullback. It doesn't mean this. Because you see, even this, it's kind of a spinning candle, but I will probably not take this trade, okay? So that's why I didn't mark it. What I mark as green is the setup that I think are good enough to take, okay? Okay, next setup. So it's this one. So Pika, as usual, you draw your short-term trend line. There is no opposition. It's a SBK type of candlestick, green. We have the 50 SMA that acts as support, and what you can see is that the price is doing like higher lows. So here it's a higher low, it's a higher low, it's a higher low. So it has a good chance that the price wants to push higher, okay? So I think it's a good trade. One particularity on this SBK is that it's an inside bar, okay? So I'm going to tell you an advice that I always do on my side. I will take inside bar if the high and the low are within the high and the low of this candle. But if they do equal, pay attention to what I'm going to say. If the inside bar makes equal lows, okay, or equal highs, don't fucking take the trade, okay? Because I've seen many times, I don't have the statistic, but on this thing you can trust me. I've seen many times that when an inside bar does equal lows or equal highs, so if you short equal highs and if you go long equal lows, it will do what I call a hidden pivot. That means that it will go, the next candle will go higher and then boom, it will reverse, okay? So pay attention to this. It's okay to take an inside bar if it's clearly inside the other one, but if it does equal lows, so let's say the lows of this candle was doing this, okay? Let's say it went until here, okay? Don't take it. So let's say you would have seen this. Don't take this SBK if you see this, okay? All right, so first trade that I think on the day was good to take. Second one, which I think was good also, is the failed two-legged pullback that happens over here. So again, you have the two-legged pullback, you have the short-term trend line that is opposing. Some people probably would have tried to go long over here. They get trapped and boom, the price shoot down. So I actually want to talk about this trade because I saw it live actually. I didn't take it because I was sleeping in front of my screen, to be honest. But there is something interesting on the order flow that I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so up. So where is the setup? Oh my gosh, so give me a second. Just the time to set this correctly. So okay, so up over here, okay? So as you see here, you see the candle on which I'm pointing on the downside over here. There is some people that has tried, so there was some absorption on this failed to regulate pullback. Okay, so if you took this, it's okay. All right, I wouldn't blame you, because maybe you would have seen that there was some huge absorption. So people tried to push the price lower, but it got absorbed. Right, so that means that a lot of limit orders was over here to buy. Okay, but so when you see this and it has the opposing short-term trend line, you don't want to put your buy stop here, right? Because here it will mean that you are not going under the limit orders. What you want to do if you enter this trade is to go below this candle. Okay, so you can enter this, but you should enter whenever the price goes below, okay, this this absorption level. Because if on the next candle it passed through, that means that the price is gonna dump, and it's what happened. You can see once the price went below this, there was a huge red candle that happened. Okay, so this is for this trade. For those not using order flow, forget what I said. And maybe this trade was also not good to take if you don't have the order flow with you, right? But still, I think it's good because of this opposing short-term trend line. People trying to still go long even though they have this opposing over here. Okay, then so let me zoom. There was this TTT. Okay, so Pikachu, again Pikachu over here. You draw the opposing short-term trend line and it's right on the entry. Okay, so what does it mean? It means it's gonna fail, and if it fails, you are looking for a TTT. It happens that you had a TTT with a SBK candle, so you place a buy stop and boom, you get this. Okay, and also TTTs happen, as I said, when you have a Pikachu, okay, with the opposing short-term trend line. And the other part that makes this TTT good is the context. Okay, so the context is that you are in a range, the price has bounced one time, close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times at the same level. So that makes that it's a good trade to take. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the day. So I am at 0, even though I tell you that there was 4 good trades. As I say again, I was not able, so I watched the market until over here, okay, until this pika that I haven't taken, and then I went to sleep. But again, see, I'm able to see it as a review, but when I was watching the market live, so I saw it, to be honest, to be very honest with you, and I was talking to Dean, and I said, okay, this one is a good pika, but I'm still hesitant to take this live because I was looking at the market that was so slow, and the thing that made me not enter on this trade is that I was seeing the order flow where the bulls and the bear were fighting consistently, right? So we can see, I don't know if some people watch the order flow. I try to do, but it was a constant battle between how you call it, the bears and the bulls. So absorption on the upside, absorption on the downside, absorption on the upside. So it was very, very tough to understand, reading the order flow, if some people was doing it, to understand who was going to win on this battle. Okay, so that's why I didn't kind of enter, because when it's like this, when there is huge indecision, tough to go on a trade, right? So if you haven't taken any trade yesterday, it's good, don't worry. I think it was a very tough day. Okay, so let's see for the 2 last days what the market will give to us. I really think that the challenge happened at the best moment, because it shows you how hard is the market. Okay, how hard it is to read the market while it's happening live, and it shows you some kind of skills to have to filter your trades. Okay, if you don't filter your trades, I think you're dead. Alright, okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. This was Papa from StreetFighterTradingSystem.com. I'll see you tomorrow.